Hello and welcome to the 36th session. In this session, we will cover phase 4 of local AI dubbing and translation pipeline, where the output from the earlier transcription stage is converted into Indian language translated text and subtitles. In phase 3, the system takes English audio or video and generates an English transcript with timestamp. Phase 4 builds on that output by translating the English transcripts into Indian languages such as Hindi, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Marathi, Bengali, Gujarati, Punjabi, Urdu and others using the model IndicTrans 2. The main objective of this phase is to create a reliable bridge between speech-to-text transcription and Indian language voice dubbing. The pipeline reads the English segments.json file generated in phase 3, translates each timestamp segment and produces translated output such as Hindi_segments.json, Hindi transcripts.txt and Hindi subtitle.srt. This ensures that the original timing of the audio or video is preserved while making the content ready for multilingual subtitle generation and future voice synthesis. A key technical decision in this project is the use of WSL2 Ubuntu with Miniforge Mamba for the translation environment. This approach gives better compatibility with Linux-focused AI tools such as IndicTrans Toolkit, while still allowing the pipeline to share input and output files with the Windows-based AI Studio audio folder. This hybrid workflow is practical because Windows can continue handling audio, video and creative production tasks while WSL2 handles Linux-friendly AI model execution. The project also takes hardware optimization into account. For a high-end system such as an RTX 5070 Ti with 16 GB video RAM, the pipeline can use a higher batch size and begin with the stable IndicTrans 2 on IndicDisk 200 million model, with the option to later experiment with a larger 1B model. For lower video RAM systems such as RTX 4060 laptop, the same pipeline can still run by reducing the batch size. Overall, this phase is an important foundation for building a complete local Indian language dubbing studio. Once phase 4 is complete, the pipeline can move into phase 5, where translated text can be converted into Indian language speech using tools such as IndicFI or other TTS models. This makes the system capable of taking an English video and preparing it for multilingual dubbing, subtitles, educational content localization, and regional language media production. Before we begin, we need some Python files for this process. I have already provided you these Python files in my Patreon page. To access this, come into your YouTube video page or the e-learning page, scroll down and in the description click on more, and here I have provided you with a Patreon link. Click on this link. This will bring you to the Patreon page. If you scroll down, you are provided with a file 36 text translation python files.zip. Click on this to download it. Once it is downloaded, come into the downloads folder, right click, choose extract all. In this extract window, click on extract. Here you can see 6 files. Select all these 6 files, right click and copy it. Come into your PC, D drive, AI Studio, audio scripts. There are so many scripts already there. I will just right click and create a new folder and I will call this as phase 4. Inside this phase 4, I am going to place these 6 scripts. We are going to use here some of the models that are developed by AI for Bharat. You come into your browser and if you type aiforBharat.com, this is a public initiative started by the government with the help of Nandan Nilekani and his wife Rohini Nilekani's investment. They are adding some of the most marvelous Indian LLMs. One of their famous LLM is Sarvam. Basically, we are going to deal with transliteration and text to speech. Now, for these services, they have released the model as open source, and to access it, you have to come into Hugging Face. If I come into the browser and type Hugging Face space AI for Bharat, then this will bring you to the Hugging Face AI for Bharat link. And if I click and open this link, many models are available here. You have 16 collection models, and if you click on view 16 collections, you have all these models available here. Now we are going to use this model, but one condition here is to use these models, you have to create an account on Hugging Face, log in, and you have to accept from terms and conditions for using these models. I will come into sign up, give an email ID, enter a password, then click on next, add my name here. If you want to add some avatar, you can add it. Then once you click on create account, so if you have Twitter account and GitHub username, all this I can add it. Then it will ask me to check for email for a confirmation link. I will receive a mail like this, and once I click on this confirmation link, then coming back to Hugging Face, if I just log in, you are now logged into Hugging Face. Now on the right side, click on your profile image, and here if you come into, you have access tokens. Click on this access token, click on create new token. In token type, I will choose read, give it a name. I will call it as AI for Bharat, and I will click on create token. This is going to give me an API key. Copy this API key, you come into PCD AI Studio folder, right click and create a new text document, call this as Hugging Face _ AI for Bharat access token, and with .txt extension, I will press enter. I will open this file in Notepad, right click and choose paste, and I will go to file and save this. This token we are going to use it later when we are going to work with AI for Bharat model. Then if you come into the website huggingface.co AI for Bharat, and if you come into the collection and click on view 16 collection, and if you scroll down, the model that we are going to use is IndicTrans 2. The particular model we use this is IndicTrans 2 and IndicDisk 200M. And if I click on this, and if you see the documentation here, this clearly mentions that these models works better on Linux platform, and on Windows platform it has some issues with the drivers. I want my current environment to be built on Linux platform and not on the Windows platform, because this model supports Linux. This is the advantage of having this cross-platform and WSL2. In our previous sessions, if you go back exactly to the 16th session, I have clearly explained to you how to install WSL2, that too on the D drive. We have already done it. If you come into the search and type WSL, you should see this icon, and I will click on Run as Administrator. So this will now open the command prompt. So you are in Linux platform now, and here first I am going to just verify that my correct Linux version is installed. I will type lsb_release-a, and if I press enter, it shows me that I have Ubuntu 24.04 already installed. I have to see that I have access to my D drive. Type ls. ls means list. It is going to list all the files in a particular folder. Press space /mnt/d. D is always accessed through this mount. Add / folder is AI Studio / audio. I have transcripts that I did in the previous session in the folder output, and I will add / and it is in a folder called transcript. And if I press enter, you should be able to see in the folder test English. I will press the up arrow key to call this command again. Then I will add / open this test English folder and you can see I have 3 files, txt, srt and json, that I created in the previous session accessible in Linux. First, I have to update my repository list. So I am going to type sudo apt update and press enter, and when I enter sudo, I have to give the password for my root use. So when I install WSL2, I have given a password. Give the same password for the user Satvik and press enter. Sudo apt update command downloads the latest package list from your configured repositories. It is updated. Type sudo apt upgrade -y and press enter. If it asks for password, give the password. The sudo apt upgrade _y command installs available software updates for all packages currently on your system. The Y flag automatically answers yes to the confirmation prompt, allowing the installation to run without passing. The next command we enter is sudo apt install -y git wget curl build essential. If I press enter, it is now going to install all the 5 foundational tools used for downloading files, compiling code and managing repositories. Again here the Y flag skips the confirmation prompt to install them. Next we are going to type sudo apt install -y unzip ca-certificates space software properties common. If I press enter, this command installs utilities for file extraction, unzip, secure interconnection and repository management. Unzip is to extract file. CA certificates, a collection of security certificates that allows your web browser and command line tools like curl and wget to verify the identity of secure HTTPS websites. And software properties common, a package that provides the script needed to manage independent software repositories, especially enabling the add apt repository command. Next, we have to see that our Linux is able to access our GPU, that is the graphics card. You can check this by just typing NVIDIA-SMI and press enter. And if you see this screen where you have the driver version, CUDA 13.2 and the name of your card, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 Ti, this means that Linux is able to monitor and manage NVIDIA GPU devices, providing real-time data and temperature, memory usage, power consumption, and active running processes. Next, I want to see that I am exactly inside my home folder in my Linux. Keyboard shortcut to immediately move to the home folder is cd space tilde key, and this tilde key is just next to number 1 in your keyboard. With shift, if you press it, you will get this tilde sign. And now if I press enter, you will be in the home directory. I will type the command wget because I have to now install Miniforge. I have to first download this file, and to get this file, I use the command wget space https :// I am taking it from github.com /conda-forge /miniforge /releases /latest /download the name of the file is Miniforge 3 -linux -x86 _64 sh. Once I press enter, this will download the official installer script for Miniforge 3 into your current working directory, that is the home directory. Miniforge provides a minimalist installer for Conda pre-configured to use the community maintained Conda 4 channel. Now once this file is downloaded, next I have to install it or run it. For this, the command we use here is bash. Then I will call this file Miniforge 3 -linux -x86 _64 sh. This is the name of the file. This should be similar to the name you are seeing here. Then press space. We'll add -b. This will automatically accept the license agreement and suppresses all interactive prompts. We'll add -p, and this is the prefix path. It will explicitly set the installation directory to a folder, and that folder where I have to set this is, I will add the tilde sign because it should be in the home directory, / I will create a folder called Miniforge 3. Now if I press enter, see the installation is going to happen, and you can see the installation finish command appears. Now my Conda is installed in Miniforge 3 bin folder. I want this Conda to run from any directory. As of now, although I have installed miniconda, if I type conda, it is saying that the command not found because conda command is not getting recognized. In case of Windows, we go to environment variables path and we are going to add the path. But in case of Linux, we add this to a file called as bash file. First, I will go to my actual executable file, which is in tilde, that is home directory, / there is a folder called Miniforge 3, and inside that you have bin folder, and inside bin I have my conda executable, and I want to add this file to my bash. So I will type init bash. If I press enter, this particular file will now be added to my bash. I have to close my Linux command prompt, come into search, select WSL and click on run as administrator to open this. Set your source home directory / spirit bash rc, and I will press enter. If I type conda -- and version, and if I press enter, if you see the version number here, it means that the conda is getting recognized. Similarly, I will type Mamba -- version and press enter, and you can see the version number here. Whenever we download packages, to avoid conflict, type conda config -- channel _ priority, add a space, strict. Press enter. This command forces Conda to prioritize packages from your highest ranked channel, which is the Conda forged by default on Miniforge install when resolving dependencies. Similar to our Windows installation, we are now going to create some directories to organize our files in the Linux environment. I am going to create a few folders. The command I use is mkdir -p. This is the path. If I press shift and tilde button / this is home folder, I will create a folder AI Studio. And if I press enter, test it, press ls and press enter, you can see the AI Studio folder created here. Press the up arrow, again up arrow to select this mkdir -p. And now in AI Studio, I will add a / and create a folder conda _envs and press enter. Press upper arrow to get the previous command, and now instead of envs, I will give it name as pkgs and press enter. Press upper arrow to come back to the previous command. Instead of conda packages, I will create a folder model / hugging face and press enter. Press the up arrow to come to the previous command. In AI Studio, create IndicTrans 2 folder and press enter. Now to test it, in my home directory, I will press ls and you can see the AI Studio folder. I will press cd space AI Studio to come into this folder, and if I press ls, you can see conda environment, conda packages, IndicTrans 2 and models folder created. And I will press cd space models to come into this folder, and if I press ls, you can see the hugging face created. Now to come back to home folder, I will press cd and tilde sign to come back to the home folder. Now we are going to config our conda environment to the new folder. So I will type conda config. I will add --add envs dirs. I will set this value to home directory / AI Studio, and in that we have created conda _envs. Press enter. I will call conda config --add pkgs dirs. Packages directory, I will set it to home /AI Studio /conda_pkgs and press enter. To test whether it is set correctly, I will call conda config and this time --show envs_dirs, and if I press enter, it should show me this home AI Studio conda envs. Then I will again call conda config show pkgs_dirs. You can see the home AI Studio conda packages has been set correctly. I will type conda config --show, and if I type channels and if I press enter, you can see that Conda-Forge is the main channel. Once we have set our Conda environment, next we are going to set our Hugging Face cache inside WSL to a specific folder. Now to set my Hugging Face cache, I will type echo, then I will add a single quote, type export space hf_home, and I will set it equal to add an inverted comma, path, add inverted comma, $home, add /, add AI Studio /models /Hugging Face. This is the path I am giving. I will end it with inverted comma and I will add single quote, add a space and add 2 right arrows, press space, set this to add to my bash rc file. Where is it? In my home directory. I will add ~spirit bash rc. Press enter. Now to test, type echo $hf_home, and if I press enter, if I see this path, then it has been added correctly. I will press the up arrow and I will press up arrow again to come back to this code. Press my left arrow key and I will come to this home position and press backward slash to remove this hf home. I will also delete this e, type hf_hub_cache, and it will be set to this same folder Hugging Face, but I will add another folder here. Add a /hub and I will press N to come to the end of the line and press enter. And to check it, I will type echo $hf_hub cache, and if I press enter, this path has to be shown. I will again press the up arrow, I will press up arrow again, press my left arrow and I will delete off this hub folder. I don't need this, I will remove this. Press the left arrow and I will delete this hf hub cache fully. Type transformers_cache. Come back here and remove this /. I will press N. If I press enter, this path will be set. Type echo $transformers_cache, and if I press enter and if it shows this path, come into CD AI Studio, press enter, and inside AI Studio CD I will come into models, CD I will come into Hugging Face, and I will create a directory called hub. If I press ls, I should be able to see hub here. So I will press cd and press tilde to come back to my home directory. Now let us start creating our Conda environment. For this particular phase, type Mamba create -n IndicTranslate. I will call this environment as Indic_translate. I will install Python equal to 3.10 version -y. Instead of Conda, we are using Mamba. You can use either Conda or Mamba. Press enter and this environment IndicTranslate is now getting created. Once this is created, type Mamba or even Conda, activate Indic-translate and press enter. You are in the IndicTranslate environment. I will type clear to clear the screen. I am going to upgrade my PIP installation package. Type Python -m pip install to -upgrade pip. I will upgrade PIP, install setup tools, space, I will also install Wheel. And this now if I press the code Python package utilities inside your active IndicTrans environment to ensure stable library installation. Python-m pip runs the exact pip instance mapped to your active Python 3.10 environment to avoid global conflict. Install --upgrade fetches and installs the latest stable versions of the specified packages. Pip, the package installer for Python. Setup tools facilitates the downloading, building and installing of Python packages. Wheel enables faster installation by using pre-compiled binary packages instead of building from source code. Next, we have to make our environment interact with our GPU. So before that, we have to see that our GPU is correctly recognized in this environment. So type NVIDIA-SMI and press enter. And if you see the driver version, CUDA version 13.2, the name of your graphic card and 16 GB, the correct VRAM shown here, it means that the graphic card is correctly recognized in your environment. So now it is time to install our Torch. Type pip install torch space torch vision torch audio, and all these three packages are installed from a URL. So I will add 2-index-URL, press space URL address. It is https://download.pytorch.org-whl-cu130. So I am using the CUDA 13 version here. If I press enter, see it is downloading the Torch and the installation has now started. Now once Torch, Torch Vision and Torch Audio are correctly installed, now we have to check whether the Torch is working correctly and whether the GPU is used for computing. If you come into DAI Studio audio script, I had already created one script called as check_torch_GPU. If you open it in Visual Studio Code and if you check it, it has been exclusively created to test the performance of our GPU. So I will just close this, come back into Linux prompt, type Python, and I am now going to run this script. To run this script, I have to come to this path. This path in Linux, I cannot add it directly. I have to add it through mount. That is /mnt/d, then /AI Studio. And inside AI Studio, / there is a folder called audio, / there is scripts folder, / in that I have to go for check_torch_GPU.py. Remember, since I am in Linux, I have to use this mount D. If I press enter, you can see it has been executed. You can see CUDA available, true, GPU count 1, name of the GPU, and GPU calculation is tested, VRAM has been tested, total VRAM has been projected, and GPU compute test, it is showing pass. Our GPU computing in this one environment is working fine. Now, before we install our actual model, I have to install a few dependencies. And the first dependency I have to install is the transformers. So I will type pip install transformers. But if I run it as it is, the latest version of transformers will be downloaded and installed. And as of now, IndicTrans 2 is not working correctly. It is not able to work with a particular DLL. I get a .dll error if I install the latest version of transformers. So I have to install a older version. Instead of adding it directly, I will press backspace and I will add inverted comma, and inside that I will type transformers 2 equal signs, the version number 4.40.2. Close it with inverted comma. I have to install this particular version. If I press enter, this version of transformer will now be downloaded and installed. Now we have successfully installed version 4.40.2 of the Hugging Face Transformers library. It provides the necessary core model architectures and weights to power natural language processing tasks. Now next we have to install another dependency called as the tokenizer. tokenizers. To install it, again type pip install. If I just write tokenizers directly like this, it will install the latest version, and again we will have some driver issues. So to avoid it, I will press backspace, add inverted comma and type tokenizers, and I will add two equal signs, and the version number is 0.19.1 and end it with inverted comma. Now if I press enter, this command installs 0.19.1 of the Hugging Face tokenizers library. This specific version matches perfectly with our previously pinned transformers version 4.40.2. I am going to install a few more dependencies, pip install, and I will install sentence PIEC, sentence piece, space, CACREMOSES, Saccharomoses, space, ACCELERAT, accelerate, space, TQDM, space, pandas, space, regex, space, protobuf, space, SRT. If I press enter, this command installs a comprehensive suite of helper libraries required for data handling, progress tracking, and text processing in NLP pipelines. Sentence piece is a subword tokenizer required by models like IndicTrans 2 and NLLB. Saccharomoses provides essential tokenization and normalization tools for empty pipeline. Accelerate optimizes model loading and running on GPUs with minimum memory footprint. TQDM displays progress bars for loops during batch translation processing. Pandas high performance data framework for handling CSV, TSV or Excel translation datasets. Regex is an advanced regular expression parsing engine to handle complex text segmentation. Protobuf is a protocol buffers engine required by Hugging Face to load sentence piece tokenizers, and SRT is a subtitle parser used if you are building an automated video translation tool. Now comes our main tool, IndicTrans Toolkit. To install it, type pip install, type indic, in which I is small letter, T capital, trans, again T capital, toolkit. So write with the correct spelling. If I press enter, this is going to now install the IndicTrans Toolkit package. Once installed, we have to now check whether IndicTrans Toolkit is correctly working in this environment. If you come into your DAI Studio audio scripts phase 4 folder, which you downloaded in this session from the Patreon page, I have provided you with a Python file check_IndicTrans_toolkit.py file. Right click, and if you open it in Visual Studio Code, it has just two lines. It is going to import, and if it imports correctly, then IndicTrans Toolkit working message should come. So to test it, I will close Visual Studio Code and come into Linux command prompt and type Python. And now the path is /mnt/d/AI Studio /audio/scripts/phase 4 folder, and inside this check underscore indic T capital, trans again T capital, toolkit.py. If I press enter, if it executes correctly, then IndicTrans Toolkit is working. We are seeing warning here. Using transformer cache is depreciated and will be removed in the v5 of transformers. We need not add this transformer cache path in our Hugging Face configuration. And finally, to see that all the setup that we have done in the phase 4 is working correctly, we are going to execute another script. So if you come into the Explorer and in the DAI Studio audio scripts phase 4 folder, I have provided you another script, check IndicTrans setup.py. If you right click and open it in Visual Studio Code, you can see I have just given some code here where it is going to test all the configuration. So now I will close this, come back to Linux command prompt, type Python, and the path is /MNT/D/AI Studio /audio/scripts /phase4 check underscore IndicTrans underscore setup.py. If I press enter, this should execute, and you can now see transformer version is 4.402, torch version, CUDA 13, CUDA available true, GPU is shown, and IndicTrans toolkit it is showing okay. It means that now till now whatever we have done in the phase 4 is working fine. Our Python environment is now completely ready, and we are now ready to download the model and start our transcription process. To carry out this process, we are going to make use of a Python script. Now, if you come into your Explorer in PC AI Studio Audio Scripts folder, in phase 4, we had downloaded all the scripts from the Patreon file and we had copied it when we started this session. I have provided you with a script test_English_Hindi_translate.py file. Now right click and open the script in Visual Studio Code. The key things that you have to observe is the model name. See, I have mentioned the model name here, and this model name is taken from Hugging Face. If you come into your browser huggingface.co AI for Bharat website, you have 17 collections of models. If you scroll down, you have IndicTrans to click on this, and in this you have various models. We are right now using English to Indian languages model, and there are two versions here. One is 1 billion parameter, another is 200 million parameter. Now, if you have a powerful machine like 5070 Ti, you can even go with 1 billion parameter. But whatever model you are going to use, copy this name from here, come into the script, and you have to paste it here. Now, next you have to set your source language and the target language. Right now, source language is set to English, target language is set to Hindi. And for every language in the website, they have provided a correct code. You have to paste the same code. Now, as it is, if I run this script, I will come back into my Linux prompt, type Python, paste, and the path /MNT/D/AI Studio /audio/script, and in that /phase4, and the file name is test_English_Hindi_translate.py. And if I press enter, you can see an error. The error is this model is restricted. You have to log in, authenticate it. Please log in. So this is the reason why when the very first beginning I had asked you to create a Hugging Face account. I will come into Hugging Face AI for Bharat page. We have already signed up in the beginning of this session. So I will just click login, and with my account username and password, I am going to log in into my account. Huggingface.co, I will come into AI for Bharat site. And if I scroll down, I will come into view 17 collections, and I will come into IndicTrans 2 model, and I am going to select the model that I am going to use right now. That is this AI for Bharat IndicTrans 2. So when I click on this, immediately you are going to see this. You need to agree to share your contact information to access this model. You click on agree and access repository. Only after you click on this, it shows that you have been granted access to this model. Linux prompt is going to identify us through the access token. So in the previous session, we had come into profile picture, access tokens. We had created this token, and this value we have already copied in a text document. So I will come back to Hugging Face. To create this logging, I have to set my source to conda.sh. Type source in home directory / I will come into Miniforge 3, and in that there is a folder called etc. In that I have to go to profile.d, and I will add a / I have to go to conda.sh. Press enter. Next, I am going to Conda activate Indic translate. So it is already activated. Next, install Hugging Face Hub. So I have to type pip install -U Hugging Face underscore hub and press enter. Because we installed a older version of transformers and tokenizer, this version of Hugging Face Hub is not matching with it. So that's why you are seeing this red error. We are going to solve this later. I am going to type hf authorize login add 2-token. I have to enter my token number. If you come into AI Studio, we had created one text file, Hugging Face Air Bharat access token.txt in the beginning of this session. Double click to open this, copy code, right click, and I am going to copy this. Come back to your Linux prompt, and if you just right click, it will be pasted. Press right arrow to come out. If I press enter, now it should be authorized. To test it, I am going to type hf authorize who am I, and if I press enter, it should show I am logged in as Shalavatsa. I will press the up arrow 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will come back to this command Python mntd studio. If I press enter and check it, now to solve this version issue, I have to downgrade my Hugging Face Hub version. Type pip uninstall -y Hugging Face _hub and press enter. Uninstall the 1.14 version. I will press the up arrow and I will run this command once again until you see this message Hugging Face is not installed. Sometimes it will not get installed with one execution, so I have run it twice. Type pip install in inverted comma. The version is Hugging Face _hub. I will add 2 equal sign. It is 0.23.5 and I will close it with the inverted comma. If I press enter, now I have Hugging Face 0.23.5 installed. I have to again log in. This time to log in, I have to use a new command, Hugging Face -cli and then login. Add 2-token. Come here to my access token text file, right click and copy it, and I will right click to paste this token. If I press enter, the token has been saved. Login successful. Now again I will test Hugging Face -cli who am I. You have to see the name. I will press the up arrow mark and come to my Python and this part. I am running this test Hindi English-to-Indic translate.py files once again. So if I press enter, it should start downloading it. See, the model files are getting downloaded. Safe tensors are getting loaded. So let us now check. So finally, welcome to my local AI dubbing studio. मेरे स्थानीय AI dubbing studio में आपका स्वागत है. So you are seeing the translation has come down perfectly. Now in our previous session, if you come into AI Studio Audio, output transcript, we had got test English translations in JSON file, and I want this file now to be translated. This was a 5 minutes video. I have already created a script. So if you come into AI Studio Audio script, in phase 4, there is translate segment English-to-Hindi.py file. Right click, open this in Visual Studio Code. You can see the path. This path should match with the path. If you come into AI Studio output transcript, we have put it into a folder called test_English. So I have to now add here test_English and add /. So this is the path. I will go to file, save this. The output path is set to translations here. I will also add a folder here as Hindi so that it will be saved in the Hindi folder. Then we have also defined the out directory, what should be the format. We are taking JSON and text file here, and model name is mentioned here. We are using the same model, and the language is translated from English to Hindi. Now we have to just run this script. So I will come to file and save it as we have made some changes in the path. I will come back into my folder, and in output translations, I am going to create a new folder called Hindi. I will come back to Linux command prompt. Now I will press the up arrow. Instead of test English Hindi script, type translate _ segments _ into Hindi.py. If I press enter, the transcription should now start. So you can see here translated segments it is going to show. If I come into audio to output translations in Hindi segments.json, I will right click and I will open this in edit pad, and you can now see in JSON how it has been correctly translated. And also you have a Hindi transcript.txt file. If I double click and open it, you can see the complete 5.5 minute script has been transcribed. You can check that it is of ultimate quality. That close it. I want to convert this into SRT. Come here into audio and in scripts, phase 4, one more script, JSON to SRT. I will right click and I will open this script. I have to set this path correct. In translation, we have added one Hindi folder now. So I have to add Hindi /. I will also add Hindi here and add /. Go to file, then save it, come back to command prompt and press upper arrow. I am going to change this file name from this translate segment to JSON_2srt.py. Press enter. If you come and see in D audio output translations Hindi, you will be seeing an SRT file. If I right click and open this in Notepad, you can see this has been correctly translated into Hindi. This was a very long session because we had to follow through many steps. To avoid confusion, every command that we have used here is provided to you as in PDF or Word document, and you can download it from the Patreon page. In our next session, we have right now done the translation only from English to Indian language. You can try this to Hindi or Kannada or Telugu or Tamil. You have to only change the language output code. You will get that particular result. Next session, we are going to experiment it to translate this to different languages, and we will also try how to translate from Indian language to Indian language, that is from Hindi to Kannada, Hindi to Telugu. We are going to explore this in our next session.